morning everybody, Cat and Biker here. Just coming out of the centre of Beverley on a brisk, nay cold Sunday morning. Got Graham ahead of me. I nearly said Graham Adventures with Woody. It almost feels like his surname sometimes. But it's not Graham Adventures with Woody anymore, he's Graham Chronicles of Dot. Since changing the bike, he's changed his channel name. And I'm feeling rather tight, not in a Yorkshireman type way. We're not going out looking for the cheapest cup of coffee available. Feeling tight in my summer jacket. I've got a summer jacket on, which you might think is rather silly, considering it is cold. But I'm trying out a new thing. A while back, when I had the Honda, I had a Kais. I think it was an X10 or something, heated vest. I've still got it, but you have to plug it in. I think you can buy a battery pack for it. Well, I know you can buy a battery pack for it, but then I am being Yorkshire tight because it's about 80 quid for a battery, which seems somewhat steep. And annoyingly, it's a 12 volt battery, so you can't even kind of cheat it with a one of them battery packs that you buy to charge your phone with. Power bank, that's the word I was looking for. So I was having a hunt around on Amazon the other day because I went out for a ride with Graham and I came back really cold, and it was a degree warmer that day than it is today, but I came back really cold, shivering. We'd been out for a ride for about an hour, cup of coffee and a sit outside at the cafe for about half an hour, and then an hour's ride back, and I was shivering like mad. I had to jump in the bath to warm up in the end. It was absolutely frozen to the bone, as they say, chilt at bone. But yeah, so I thought I'd have a hunt around and see what I could find that didn't need plugging in, because I don't want the wire trailing out of this bike. I mean, there's not very many places I could have a wire trail out anyway, because everything's so tightly packaged on it. And I found this, what I assume is probably a Chinese branded thing. It's not a brand I've ever heard of, but this body warmer, it looks a bit like Marty McFly in the first Back to the Future, when he goes into the cafe to get a cola, and they ask him, why are you wearing that life preserver? Looks a little bit like that, but grey instead of orange. Or red. Was it orange or red? I forget. But it's a body warmer with a magic pocket with a USB lead in, and you plug a power bank into it. And then the idea is, once your power bank is turned on and plugged in, it's got two little buttons inside the body warmer vest thing, one for the back and one for the front, and it's got allegedly carbon fibre elements front and back that it just passes heat through. Oh, it passes electricity through and generates heat, and it's supposed to keep you warmer. Now I'm trying that out, see if I'm actually warmer than I would have been otherwise. Now last time I went out and was cold, I had a thick jumper on as well as the summer jacket. I really should just put my winter jacket on, shouldn't I? My COVID jacket. So I was cold with that. Today I've not been able to put on a thick jumper because with the jacket on and the power bank in the pocket, it's a bit too tight to have a jumper on as well. It looks like I've put on a stone. But I can feel the warmth, mainly around my neck. So it's got a heating element around my neck, which is, it's delicious. It's got a heating element on the back, which I can really feel as well, and a heating element on the front, which I can't feel heat coming off the front, but I'm pretty sure it's there, because although it doesn't feel warm, it also doesn't feel cold, and it is quite biting at this speed, the air temperature at the minute. So the fact that it's not there does make me think it's doing the trick. It was only about a 50 quid thing as well. I'll if I do decide it's alright, I'll show you what it looks like not on me, and where you can get one. But it was about 50 quid, I think, off Amazon. Wasn't too bad at all. There were a lot of them that look very much the same, which is why I think it's probably one of these Chinese brands that, or not brands, but Chinese manufacturers that makes these things and then sells them to all and sundry to rebadge. And there are lots and lots of different versions, but I'm generally a bit wary about buying that kind of thing, because you never know what the quality is going to be like. I mean, it won't be a counterfeit, because it's not a brand you would counterfeit. It's not Armani or Dolce and Banana or anything like that. It's you know, it's some other name that I forget entirely. You do have to be careful, I think, buying that kind of thing. I bought a power bank a while ago, and I thought when I bought this vest, that power bank, lovely slim thing, would be perfect for this jacket, because the power bank I'm using, it's quite fat and I can feel it. And actually, the power bank itself is getting warm because of the energy drain. Hopefully it doesn't get too hot and catch fire inside my jacket. That would be awkward. These things burn even without oxygen, don't they? These batteries, so it could be quite nasty. But yeah, I bought this power bank and I thought it's quite slim. It would certainly be good in the pocket, and I got it and I put it in the pocket and you could barely feel it in there. And I did a test run, just sat on my computer one day on a cold day, and I thought, rather than head downstairs and put the heating on, I'll try my little vest out. So I put the power bank in it and I switched it on and felt the vest heating up. Certainly feels warmer when you're in a room sat in front of a computer rather than on a motorbike doing 50 miles an hour on a cold day. And it warmed up nicely, and I thought, oh, I'm quite pleased with this. And then after about half an hour, it turned off. And I checked the power bank and it was flat. And I thought, that's not very good, because this power bank that I bought is supposed to be 10,000 milliamp hours. I thought, if it's managed to drain that in half an hour, that's quite, you know, that's going to use quite a lot of energy. That's not really going to be very useful for rides. Anyway, the following day I'd used the power bank that I've got in my pocket now, which is a branded one. It is quite old. It's must be 5 or 6 years old now, but still going strong. So I tried that one out in it, and after about 2 hours I checked it and it was down to half power. So this power bank is a 9,000 milliamp hour battery, went down to half power in 2 hours, which would make you think that, you know, if its gauge is accurate, which it no doubt isn't, but if its gauge was accurate, it's used about 4,500 milliamp hours in that time, which makes me think that the one that claims to be a 10,000 milliamp hour is more like a 1,000 milliamp hour, and that it's an eBay special counterfeit one. So you do have to be careful, but so far this is feeling alright. So I think I'll carry on riding, see how I get on over a couple of hours, because we're planning on being out for about 2.5 hours today. Graham's got to be back. He's going out for a meal this afternoon, so he's got to be back for that. So we have got a kind of hard time limit on being back. Well, Graham does anyway. I could carry on for a bit longer, but I won't do. So if it works well by the, you know, for the whole time until I get back, then I'll show you what it looks like and pop that on the end of this video. And if it doesn't work that well, then I'll record a clip in a couple of hours saying it's rubbish. You'll find out in a moment. Well, we've arrived in Bridlington. So far on the jacket, so good. It's kept the worst of the chill off. And it's definitely doing something, because as we've arrived here and now we're in a 20 mile an hour zone, we're going very slowly. I can actually start to feel it getting warmer because it hasn't got that chill on it of the wind anymore. So it's definitely doing something. Back in the garage now after my ride, actually about 3 weeks after my ride, so the continuity could be a little bit iffy. The outer jacket's gone, and this is the vest. I think Graham called it a gilet. But yeah, this is like the body warmer, so let's have a look. So this is the body warmer. You see it's kind of like any other body warmer, really. Nice thick material, plenty of layers in it, something to keep you warm on its own. And then the thing that makes it special, hidden away in here and lit up. So I've got two little buttons and I can choose different temperatures by clicking depending how warm I want it to be. So the orange is the warmest, the blue is the least warm. And then hidden away inside in an internal pocket is just a standard power pack. It's a 2.1 amp power pack. It has to be at least 2 amps, I think, to actually make the thing warm up. But yeah, just a standard USB power pack that keeps the thing powered. I've got 3 lights left. That's after about 2 hours of riding. So presumably it would last maybe 8 hours, maybe 6 hours, depending on how accurate those lights are. But a decent amount of time. Those 2 buttons, the 2 different sizes, the ones that look like Christmas lights as we get up to Christmas. One's for the back, one's for the front. And the back also warms up the neck, which is quite sweet. Here it is on the bench. Already I'm feeling colder. As you can see, standard shiny material. Nice fairy material inside. And it's still going even though I've turned it off. What you can actually feel when you feel across here is cables. There's a cable there, and there's a cable there, and the various ones all over the place in the neck and front and back. And those cables are allegedly carbon fibre that I guess are just like a low level heating element. But yeah, nice and simple. Now of course the obvious question is, would I recommend it? Tricky. If you don't have the facility, or you don't want, like I don't want, to put a cable hanging out your bike that you can connect a proper motorcycle heat jacket to, then I think it works quite well. I think a proper heated jacket off your battery on your bike is probably a much better thing, but this works quite well. It takes the edge off. It doesn't make you toasty and warm. I think it's probably more suited for walking. If you're out for a walk with it on, especially in the temperatures we've got now at the minute, it's about 2 degrees outside. I've got my heater on in the garage to keep me warm, as well as the jacket. But a walk with this on would be fine. A bicycle ride, probably fine. Sitting around in your home because you can't afford modern gas prices, again, probably fine. It's a very low power device running off a 12, in fact not even 12 volt is it? I think it's 5 volt, 2 amps. So very, very low power device, and it keeps you nice and warm. On a motorbike, in really cold weather, when there's ice on the roads, it takes the edge off. It stops you chilling in the way that you would chill without one, but it doesn't match up to something like the Kais jacket that I used to use on the Honda. But for the 50-ish quid that it costs, probably worth a punt. I would give you a link on Amazon, but if you do a search on Amazon or eBay or whatever your favourite huge multinational supplier of cheap Chinese goods is, you will find there's 100 variants of this. I couldn't even tell you which one I had. I'll show you the logo, but I think it's fairly generic. But I'll leave it with you. Thanks for watching, everyone. Ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon. And there's the logo, in case you want to find the same one.